is going to be effective as of 9/1. Everything that you have currently in place will continue until September 1. The nice thing is we do not have a lot of changes this year, so everything that we're going to be talking about is going to be basically the same. There are a few minor changes, and we'll go through that. This is open enrollment, so this is your opportunity to make changes to the plans you have. The only way you could make a plan change mid-year or a election change as far as who you cover is if you have a family status change. A family status change would mean you get married, get divorced, have a child, adopt a child, or you or your dependents lose your other coverage. That is a qualifying event for you to make changes to your program at Shippers Warehouse. You do have a 30-day window from the date of the event to make your election. If you miss that 30-day window, you have to wait till next year at open enrollment. As I mentioned, we don't have any carrier changes, so you'll see that we still have all the same carriers that we've had in the past. One carrier you will not see up here that we've dissolved our relationship with is TASC. TASC was the health reimbursement arrangement where you would be reimbursed if your claims went over a certain dollar amount. So you will no longer have to do that. Going forward, we are purchasing plans that were similar to what your plan looks like with the health reimbursement arrangement. So it should make it a lot easier for you guys and less confusing. So we are still staying with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas. It is a national carrier, so no matter what state you find yourself in, you can use the Blue Cross Blue Shield in that state. They are both PPO plans, meaning you can use any doctor you want to in the network. You do not have to have referrals to go see a doctor or a specialist. You can, and you do not have to pick a primary care physician. Both plans are high deductible health plans, meaning that you don't have office visits or prescription copays. Everything you pay for goes towards your deductible, and you pay the negotiated discount of that expense. So you'll go to the doctor, you'll provide your Blue Cross Blue Shield card, you'll pay the negotiated discount of that office visit, and it will go towards your deductible. You go to the pharmacy, you get a prescription, you'll pay the negotiated discount of that prescription, and that prescription will go towards your deductible. Once you meet your total out-of-pocket under either plan you select, then your plan will be covered at 100% for the rest of the calendar year. Deductibles start over every year in January, so whatever you've met so far will continue on. If everybody can put their phones on mute so we don't have a lot of feedback in the background, I'd appreciate it. So the first plan, the Plan A, has a $5,000 deductible, and Plan B has a $2,600 deductible. So once you meet the $5,000, the plan pays 100%, and once you meet the $2,600, the plan pays 100%. There is 100% wellness coverage. That's per covered person under the plan. So if you go for your routine wellness exam, it's covered at 100%, no copay, no deductible. If you go get any type of imaging done or blood work done that is wellness related, will all be covered at 100%, no copay, no deductible. So that's going to be your any of your immunizations, which include flu shots, your mammograms, pap smears, PSA testings, chest x-rays, colonoscopy after you become a certain age would be covered at 100%, no copay, no deductible. I mentioned earlier that you pay the negotiated discount of your prescriptions. There's a really awesome app out there called GoodRx. It's a free app for your smartphones, and you can download that app. And if you're ever prescribed a medication and you're not sure what the cost of that medication is, you can pull that prescription up while in the doctor's office, and it will tell you the cost of that medication and the zip code you're going to have it filled. So it kind of gives you an idea of what the cost is. There could be alternatives that may be less expensive, so you may want to ask your doctor, is there a less expensive alternative that I can get to help save me some money? There is an urgent care benefit under both plans. I encourage you to go to an urgent care for those minor emergencies. It is a lot less expensive than going to an emergency room. Emergency rooms really should only be used if it is a life-threatening event, loss of life or limb. And if you go to an emergency room, I encourage you to go to an emergency room that's attached to a hospital. There are a lot of freestanding emergency rooms popping up all over the United States. A lot of those do not accept insurance and will not tell you that until you've checked out and tell you they're out of network, so, which can be some significant billing for you. Does anybody have any questions under the two medical plans? Okay. This is the price. The rates did not change for this plan year for the single person. So this is the same rates that you were paying last year, which is nice because the company did get a pretty significant rate increase this year and the company absorbed that cost. Because you're on a high deductible health plan, you can put money away tax-free into a health savings account. Your employer is going to give you $40 per month or $480 a year to help pay for that. So that is free money that will go into your health savings account to help pay for your medical expenses. The IRS limit for 2017 is $3,400. So you can put up to an additional $2,920 as a single person into your health savings account if you wish to. It's not required. Earlier I showed you the cost. This cost right here goes directly to Blue Cross Blue Shield to have insurance. You may say, well, instead of paying Blue Cross Blue Shield, the difference between the 15 and the 41, I'm just going to pay myself and put that money tax-free into my health savings account to help me pay for my expenses. Or you may say, I'm just going to take the company's free money. It's completely up to you. If you do want to contribute more, you cannot go over the maximum, which would include your employer contribution as well. The money in this account will roll over every year. You can use the money for medical, dental, vision expenses that your plans don't pay for until you meet your deductibles or out-of-pocket or your copay. So you can use those funds for that as well. If you leave the company, the money goes with you and it is your money. So whatever the company gives you, the $480, that is your money. Shippers Warehouse can never take that back away from you. Any questions on the health savings account? Okay. The dental did not change this year. You still have 2 dental plans to choose from with Lincoln Financial. You have the high and the low plan. Both plans have a $50 deductible that's waived for preventative. The high plan pays preventative at 100% and the low plan pays it at 80%. So that's 1 routine cleaning every 6 months, 2 per year. The basic services are covered at 80% under the high plan and 60% under the low. Major services are covered at 50% under the high plan and 40% under the low. The high plan has a maximum annual benefit payable per covered person of $1,500 and $1,200 under the low plan. The high plan offers an orthodontia benefit of 50% for your children under the age of 19 to a lifetime maximum of $1,500 per child. If you do not want to use a network dentist, the high plan is probably the best plan for you because you can use a non-network dentist. You could have some usual and customary balanced billing, but usually not as significant. If you take the low plan, you really need to use a network dentist because the plan is only going to reimburse your dentist what they would pay a network dentist. So if your dentist is not in the network and you're on the low plan and your dentist charges $100 for cleaning, your dentist, and let's say a network dentist would only charge $50, then you would be responsible for the balance of the $50 to pay to your doctor, your dentist. Any questions on the dental?
Yeah, one question. The
Yes, sir.
the Invisalign, is that covered under the orthodontia or not?
It's for children under the age of 19 only. You would have to have your dentist submit a predetermination or your orthodontist to determine if that would be covered. And again, it's for children under the age of 19 only.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions on the dental? Okay. This is the cost. So this is per paycheck. The next is the vision. That's still with MetLife. You get an eye exam every 12 months for a $10 copay. You can get your lenses every 12 months, and you can get your frames every 24 months. You can get contacts. You just can't get contacts and glasses in the same year. So you just have to really determine what's the biggest bang for your buck. Any questions on the vision insurance? Okay, and then this is the cost for the vision. So the medical, dental, and vision that I've discussed are not tied together, so you can pick and choose what you need for you and your family. So if you don't need vision because nobody wears glasses, then obviously you don't need to purchase the vision. So just pick and choose what works best for your pocketbook and your family's needs. You have an employer-paid life benefit still that is free to you. It is a $10,000 life benefit payable in the event of your death to your beneficiary. If you, God forbid, were killed in an accident, there is an accidental death and dismemberment benefit would be paid, so your beneficiary would receive that on top of the life benefit if you were killed in an accident. You still have the voluntary life insurance. This is a voluntary benefit that you can purchase if you choose to. If you are a new hire and you're effective September 1 or after, then you can get up to $100,000 with no medical questions asked. If you are not a new hire and you have this coverage, then you'll just make your election, and I'll discuss that with you online. But if you are a current employee and you don't have this, or you want to increase your benefit, you will have to complete medical questions and be approved for this coverage. There is a spouse benefit and a child benefit that you can elect as long as you have coverage on yourself. One of the meetings I was in last week in the Hutchins location, an employee's sister had recently lost a child in an accident, and she was asking me about the cost for the child benefit. Each child receives a $20,000 life benefit, and it costs, I think the cost was like $1.47 a paycheck. So roughly for $3, a little more than $3 a month, you could get a life benefit on each of your children at $20,000, as long as you have some type of coverage on yourself under the voluntary life. So it's a really inexpensive way to get some life insurance on your children. I know people don't like to think about that, but in this day and time, these things happen, and there's nothing worse than having to determine how you're going to take care of the child if something happens like that, if you don't have insurance. So consider that if that's something you're interested in, that is an option for you as well this year. The company provides you a long-term disability benefit, so God forbid if you became disabled, the benefit would pay you 60% of your monthly income up to $6,000 a month. It would pay on the 91st day of a disability and would pay you to your Social Security normal retirement age. It does have an own occupation benefit of 24 months. So what that means is if you are disabled and you cannot do your own occupation, then the benefit would pay you for 24 months. After 24 months, if there is another job that you can do, and I use the example of one of the locations, if you're a forklift driver and you can't drive a forklift because of your disability, but after 24 months, there is something else you could do in the office, maybe working at a desk, being a supervisor, so forth, then they would encourage you to get back to work to get your full income rather than being the 50% benefit. Any questions on the voluntary life or disability?
Yes, I have a quick question about the life insurance for the children. Is there a certain age? Is there a certain age that the child has to be in order to be covered?
Under 26.
As long as they're under 26.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
And that was a good question. So on your medical, dental, vision, and your voluntary life insurance, you can cover your children to the age of 26. Any other questions? Okay. The Colonial products, these are some voluntary products that you guys have had in the past. These are still available to you. In the past, we've had enrollers come out to sit down with you. They are not going to be coming out this year. You should have received an interest form. If you are interested in talking to an enrollment specialist regarding your current Colonial products, or you're interested in looking at some of the products, please fill out that form and get it to your office manager so that we can either have someone contact you via phone. If we have enough people per location that are interested in meeting with an enroller one-on-one, we can get an enroller come out to visit with you one-on-one. You have several benefits to choose from. These benefits are individual policies. They are portable. If you ever leave the company, these benefits will go with you, and you can pay Colonial directly. You file your own claims, and the benefit is paid directly to you, and you use the funds for whatever you need to use them for. Paying for your rent, your car notes, whatever it may be, you can use those funds for those. But if you have your doctor file the claim, then they will be paid. So it's best that you file your own claim. There is an accident policy that's going to pay you a benefit if you have an accident. It could be as little as you've moved something or done something while you're at home, messed up your back, go to an urgent care facility, they're going to pay you a benefit. They do an x-ray, they're going to pay you a benefit. They put a back brace on you, they're going to pay you a benefit. And then you can use those funds to help pay deductibles or whatever you need to use it for. There is a cancer policy. The cancer policy is going to pay you a benefit if you have any type of a cancer treatment or procedures. And it will also does have a wellness benefit tied to it where you get a benefit for getting your wellness exam. There's a critical illness policy. It's going to pay you a lump sum benefit if you have a heart attack, stroke, or end-stage renal failure. There's a hospital confinement or medical bridge policy. It's going to pay you a lump sum benefit if you're hospitalized for 22 hours or more. And then there's a disability policy. Your company provides you a long-term disability plan, but it does not cover your short-term disability plan. So you may say, I can't go without a paycheck for 90 days. This is a way for you to buy some short-term disability to help bridge that gap until your long-term disability kicks in. There is a pre-existing limitation under the disability benefit. So if you currently have a condition or have been diagnosed with a medical condition and you do not have a short-term disability with Colonial, that condition would not be covered, but anything else that occurs to you would be covered. So I use maternity as an example. So if you're currently pregnant, you could not use the short-term disability coverage under the Colonial because you've already been diagnosed for that pre-existing condition. Any questions on the Colonial products? Okay. The last thing is the Health Advocate. Health Advocate is a benefit that is available to everyone that takes the medical insurance. This is access to a health concierge 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So let's say you have a medical procedure done and you're getting a lot of medical bills. You're not sure who you owe what because the explanation of benefits from Blue Cross Blue Shield say something different. You can contact Health Advocate and they can help you determine what your responsibility is under that procedure. They also can help you find less expensive procedures like MRIs. True story, a lady was looking to have an MRI in the hospital where her doctor practices. It was going to be $2,500 in the hospital. Health Advocate found her a freestanding machine right outside the hospital, same machine that was in Medical City for $450. They can also help you with finding providers if you're looking for some type of a specialist, whether it's dentists or doctors or vision care. They can also help you with an elderly care benefit. Maybe you have a parent, grandparent, or parent-in-law that needs help with Medicare, assisted living, home health care, nursing home care. They can help you by doing all the legwork for you and then come back to you and provide you the information so that you can then make a decision that works best for your family. So this is available 24/7. So it's always a great resource to remember if you do have any questions regarding your benefits and how things are being handled. Any questions on the Health Advocate? Okay. So next steps, we will be doing online enrollment this year with Paylocity. You should have received a document that gives you an explanation on how to get onto the website to make your election. It is mandatory that every employee goes out there and makes their election. I encourage you to check all of your personal information to make sure it is correct on the site, which would include your address. If you need assistance on how to get onto the Paylocity website, there is a phone number on the document for Human Resources that they provided that can help you with that. But again, it is mandatory that everybody goes online. If you do not go online, you will not have any coverages except the life and the disability going forward. You'll go through each of the areas on the site, make your elections or your declinations, and then at the very end you will hit submit or confirm, and it will then give you an explanation of what you enrolled in so that you can then see what your payroll deductions are going to be going forward. The site will close on August the 11th at 5 p.m. So I encourage you to go ahead and do this as soon as possible. So if you do have questions on using the site, that you can get your questions answered before 5 o'clock on August the 11th. There is a place out there for beneficiaries, so please make sure you update your beneficiaries. If you have any questions, please contact that phone number on the document that you got. It could be something as easy as you need to reset your password or you don't know how to get in. They can help you with that. Any questions on how the enrollment's going to be? Okay. If you guys don't have any questions, I thank you for your time today. If you do come up with a question, you obviously can get in touch with Human Resources. If they don't have the answer, they know how to get in touch with me. So please don't forget to go on the site. It's open now until August the 11th at 5 p.m.
Since I was out last week. Can you come back this afternoon? Okay.
Okay. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your week.
Thank you.
Thank you.